I'm building a team, Rob Williams is the center that I want. I don't want Embiid. I don't want Jokic. Are they better than Rob Williams? Absolutely. I don't want DeAndre Ayton because he wants $30 million. I can pay Rob Williams somewhere between 12 and 20 million over the next 5 years per year as the cap is going to change. And what more do you want from your center? He can defend the rim. He can rebound. He's not a liability if he switches. And he scares people from going to the basket. And I get my points elsewhere because, like I told your brother, when's the last time a team led by centers won a championship? If we say Tim Duncan, we'll go 07. And he's a power forward.
Leonard was the center, in my opinion, on those teams.
Well, I'm not even talking 2013 because that was Kawhi and Ginobili and Tony Parker at that point. But you can go what somebody said. Well, KG played small. Somebody said KG played small ball 5 and 08, and I go, okay, 07, 08 is 2022.
Perk was the center.
Right, exactly. And the reason why they didn't win in 2010 was because Perk wasn't there.
Well, right. They had Rasheed Wallace in there.
Rasheed Wallace.
Now Lakers
assistant coach.
Yep.
So I go, if recent history is showing me that centers are not the cogs that you want to build your team around, just like you don't want to build your team around a running back in the NFL, why would I want to pay high dollar for a center when I can get a center for, again, somewhere between 12 and 20 million a year, and then actually spend my big money on high-end wings and the types of players who win championships? Because guess who wins championships? Guys who are 6'6" and taller and play on the wing. Check history.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, there's no disputing that aspect of it. And it's really kind of crazy when you think about it. When you look at the idea of a center leading a team in today's NBA, I mean, Dwight Howard, now you said winning center, but Dwight Howard, and even with his team, Hedo Turkoglu and Rashard Lewis and Jameer Nelson, big parts. Mikhail Petrus, Courtney Lee. Man, I remember that Magic team. That Magic team was good.
And Bill Simmons and Ryan Russillo, they went back like in that game log of that finals, and it was a lot closer than we remember. Like Orlando was a couple shots away from winning a championship that year.
Well, if you remember, one of those games went into overtime and Courtney Lee like barely made a layup.
Mm-hmm.
It was something that where it didn't count, like it was too late, but they could have won the game on that layup. They lost that game in overtime. They weren't going to win that series. I don't care what they said.
No, I know, but it was a lot like the first Warriors Cavalier series. It was closer than the game count.
Okay.
Like if you actually watch the games, you go, oh, it's a bunch of close games, but one team won the first 4 of the first 5. That's all.
Right. And so for me, I guess I look at it this way. We're talking about teams, that had these guys, but was the center the reason for the season? And to me, Dwight Howard was. Yeah. I can remember that now granted, this is the Atlanta Hawks, but I can remember they played the Hawks. Dwight Howard had a 40-20 game against the Hawks in the playoffs. He was the best player on that team. Dwight Howard's a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year.
And didn't make the NBA 75 because it's about the politics. It's bullshit.
It's stupid.
That's why you got to watch the games and not always look at the stat sheet and look at the awards and stuff.
Or the analysts and just listen to what they say about it.
Yeah, because some of them have biases and some of them are dumb and they just got a job. I've listened to Paul Pierce talk.
Well, think about it. We talked about Paul Pierce yesterday. Why do you think Paul Pierce was wearing a fucking sweatshirt and fucking jacket combo in the middle of the summer? Because he just wants to talk about the fact that he made the All-NBA 75 team.
And honestly,
could you argue that Dwight Howard deserved even his – now, obviously, I think we all agree.
You beat me to it. I was about to say Dwight Howard deserved to be on that team more than Paul Pierce.
it's only because he's got that finals. And so, like,
Boston.
And he played with Kevin Garnett and two other guys on the team, right? And with a host of other not top 75 players, but like veterans that have their place in NBA lore.
Rondo.
Even Rondo, Perk. I mean, we're looking at, hold on, PJ Brown. James Posey, Sam Cassell. We're looking at guys that were guys in this league for Eddie House, guys that were in this league, bro, for a long time.
Bro, that roster was stacked.
Ricker Austin smacked Eddie House in the back of the head.
That went crazy. He did that on national TV because I remember watching that game.
Lou smacked this nigga in the back of the head.
Yo, did you see the video of Lou Will and Baron Davis talking about the N1 basketball players thinking they could play in the NBA?
Yes, I did. Because that was in the group.